Hello everyone and welcome to Mathematics. This video will focus on chapter 5 progressions, and let's aim ourselves to learn 3 things from this video. Alright, so I'll let you have a few seconds to go through these few questions first. Alright, so this question, we have a monthly rental schedule of a house. So if you refer table 1, we have for these 2 years, it will be this amount. And for the other 2 years, it will be this amount. So there are 2 things we need to take note here. The first thing is, for every 2 months, it will change its monthly rental rate. And the second thing is, these are all monthly. Okay, the amount that we need to pay for every month. Alright, so for part A, we need to determine whether these monthly rental rates are an arithmetic progression or a geometric progression. Okay, and we need to prove it up. So here, if you look at the values above, you can see that the middle digits have a pattern 6161. So this only happens when we add a certain value. Okay? So this is actually a arithmetic progression. So to prove, we need 2 sets of values. Okay, the first set, let's consider the first 2 values. So we just need to find the differences between these 2 values. So let's say I denote it as D1. Okay, so now I just find the differences. So again, this value, and we need to minus the previous value. Okay, so here we will get 50. And another set of value, let's select these 2. So D2 here equals to 810, and we minus the previous value, 760. So you can see that these 2 D values are actually the same. So this is a big indication that this is a arithmetic progression. So now we can add additional sentence here. So since D1 equals to D2, it is an arithmetic progression. Okay, so for part B, we need to find when will this monthly rental exceed 1350 for the first time. So going back to the table, this means that we need to find what is the period where the value here is more than 1350 for the first time. Right? So let's assume 660 is T1, 710 is T2. So going to the value that we need to find here, we're not really sure what term will be the first term to exceed 1350. Okay, so to find the value of n, we can use this statement. Tn is more than 1350 to help us find the value of n. Okay, so we can use the formula for arithmetic progression, which is a plus n minus 1d. So a would be 660, which is our first term. N will remain, and the d we can use from part A, which is 50. And now we can simplify it. And we found out that n is more than 14.8. So of course we cannot have our n to be a decimal, so we need to find the nearest whole number which is larger than this number. Okay, so here will be n equals to 15. But this is not our answer because it wants a date. Okay, because here it says when will this happen. Right, so we need to list out the dates and the terms first. Right, so just now we said that January 2021 to December 2022 is T1, January 2023 to December 2024 is T2, and so on. So now we need to find T15. When is this period? Okay, so let's choose a reference point. So this or our reference year. So our reference year would be the year that before all of this have happened. Okay, so we can use 2020 as our reference year. Okay, so if we use our 2020 as the reference year, we can calculate out whether December 2022 and the year 2020, what is the difference between these 2 years. Okay, so here will be 2. So if December 2024, it would be 4 years difference. 2028 will be 8 years difference. So why am I doing this is because you can see that for the red wording and the blue wording, you see that the values are multiplied by 2. 2 multiplied 2 will be 4, 4 multiplied 2 will be 8. So 15 multiplied 2 will be 30. So this is the period will be 30 years after 2020. So here it will be December 2050. So the starting date of this period is actually January 2049, correct? Because our rate applies for 2 years. So here our starting date will be January 2049. Okay, so our answer is this date. And the last question, we need to find the total rental paid to the house owner for the years 2028 to 2056. Okay, so now here we have a keyword which is total, so this means we need to use SN to find our answer. Right, so before we find SN, we need to figure out what is the term for 2056. Okay, so going back to the table that we drawn, right, so here December 56. So let's find the difference between 2056 and 2020. So here will be 36 years. So just now we multiplied 2, now we divide 2 to find the term. Okay, so now we know that it is T18, the 18th term. So now 2028 to 2056 is actually this period from T4 until T18. Right, so we need to find the sum between the terms, not the sum of first n terms, right? So if we need to find the sum between, we need to minus one sum minus the other sum. So the first sum would be all the terms. Okay, so here we need to consider sum of all 18 terms, and the other sum would be those terms that we don't want, which is the first 3 terms, T1, T2, and T3. Right, so we need to minus out the sum of the first 3 terms. Right, so now there are a few things we need to take note. So the rental rate here is all monthly. So if we want to find the total rental paid, we need to consider all the months. Okay, so for every year we have 12 months, so we need to multiply 12. And this value applies for every 2 years. So if we multiply 12, it will just apply for 1 year. So to apply for 2 years, we don't multiply 2. But when doing this, we accidentally included the 2027 rental paid. Because if you look at T4, we are including January 2027 until December 2027. Okay, so we need to minus off this value. Okay, so according to this table, this period we need to pay 810. Okay, so we need to minus out 810, and this only applies for one month. So we need to calculate the whole year. So we need to multiply 12, and with that we can find the total rental paid. So here we just need to find the formula of SN and apply it here. And our answer will be 40880. So if you look at here, I substituted n with 18, and the value of A will be 660, and the value of D is 50. So here is the same thing as well. So here I just changed 18 to 3. Okay, and with that we have completed today's question. Alright, so here's the take-home points for this video. So the first point would be how do we prove arithmetic or a geometric progression. So arithmetic progression would be we need to find 2 sets of values and we need to find 2 differences. So to find the difference would be the selected value and minus the previous value. Okay, so if these are the same, so we have found that proved that it is a arithmetic progression. And for geometric progression, same thing as well, but the difference is we are finding R. So for R, we need to use our selected value, divide our previous value, and the rest would be the same. And the second point would be for this kind of more than or less than questions. So just now we saw the keyword was exceed in part B, so we can start off by forming an inequality. So just now, if you look at the part B is working, I start off with Tn is more than 1350. Okay, so this can be our starting point to solve these kind of questions. And lastly, for this kind of questions which involves time, we need to find a relationship between our Tn and the dates. Okay, so why we need to do this is because sometimes the questions might be kind of confusing. So by listing out the dates and the TNs, we can able to figure out which term we need to calculate and which term we need to sum it up together to find the answer that we want. Okay, so it will tidy up the process. Alright, so here's the answer scheme for this question, and hopefully you have learned something new from this video. So if you feel this is beneficial to you, please give a like, subscribe and share. So I will see y'all in the next video. Bye bye and thank you for watching.